Hello and welcome back. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Erin.
And this is the Getaways Podcast.
Hi.
Hello.
Happy Monday.
We are getting back in the groove. The regular recording, the regular podcast, regular life.
I'll be honest, it's been a little rough, not rough, but it's been hard to get back in the groove.
Well, and I think I said this last time, but it's hard to be back from vacation when all of your neighbors are going on vacation.
When you should be on vacation.
And it's hot. It's hot. And it shouldn't be this hot either.
Well, you say that. Yesterday I wore a sweatshirt to go to the grocery store in the morning and I was cold.
It's intermittently hot. But here's the thing. Okay, I don't know the translation, but yesterday, the low to the high was a 20 Celsius span.
Yeah.
So when I woke up to walk Rex, it was 9 degrees. And then it got to 27 later in the day. So
and
a little less
27 is what? Like 85? And 9 is probably, I don't even know.
It's chilly.
Yeah. 67?
That's the official correlation is it's chilly.
Well, and we keep getting kind of not sick, but like, bleh.
Well, I mean, I
From
think
the change.
Allergies are high. Like it's just, I don't know. I'm ready for fall.
Same.
Okay, so speaking of fall,
Yes.
this place would be amazing in fall.
Yes. And, and we can't go in fall this year.
We can't, but we will sometime.
We're going to go for winter.
Yeah. We're talking about Bavaria today, but...
We have been in Bavaria. We've been in Munich in fall for Oktoberfest.
Oh, true. Yeah.
And when you think of Bavaria, most people think Oktoberfest, think Munich. We've talked about Munich pretty extensively in our Oktoberfest episode, right?
Yeah.
So we
haven't like totally explored it though, because we were at Oktoberfest during the
Oktoberfest. Yeah.
During the week, and then we didn't go on Sunday, but nothing's open in Munich on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we probably should go back and hit it a little bit harder on a non-Oktoberfest. But this podcast is not going to deal with Munich at all. It's going to deal with other parts of Bavaria.
Northern Bavaria, and it's like the Franconia region of Bavaria, which we had been. We had been to Nuremberg twice.
Right.
We didn't do much. They were drive-throughs. They were stops on longer trips.
Yeah. So should we start with the two that we spent longer or, were more extensively visiting?
Yeah. Now, so on our drive to Croatia, as we talk about all the time, we do short drives because we don't want to be in the car.
I get crabby.
Yeah, we don't want to be in the car more than 4 to 5 hours. It's just not worth our time. It's not worth the drive. We had initially booked a castle in Bavaria and beautiful, and I really want to stay there, but we had a heat wave, and I started doing a little bit more research, and there was no air conditioning at this castle, and it was going to be hot. It was going to be like 35 degrees.
And the dog was not allowed to stay in the room without us.
Which is fine because the room would have been 100 degrees.
But it's not fine because we didn't know what the eating situation would be like or where there would be appropriate temperature for him and us to be out to be out at extended period of time. So all around, that was not the place for us to stay in a heat wave.
Yeah. So I didn't panic, but I was just like, we're not going there. And so we found this hotel called, what was it called? I put it in.
Melchior
Park Hotel in Würzburg, which I had read about Würzburg when researching Bavaria, when we wanted to go to Bavaria quite a few times, but it's been really expensive.
Yeah.
So I found this place in Würzburg and it was not expensive, wasn't it? It was like $120 a night.
If
euros, which would have been what, like $130 US?
Yeah, depending on the exchange, yeah. But not, I mean, it's a nice hotel and inexpensive.
And it had a weird pool. Well, it had an indoor pool, but it had that weird nature pond.
Yeah, it had the indoor pool was nice. I swam in that, small but nice. But the outdoor pool was like a natural pool, and it was in like kind of a park area. But it was a little over natural for me.
Yeah, it was muddy. But so the hotel was fine. It was not walkable to the old town, but close enough.
But what I will say about that hotel is that whether you have kids or a dog or whatever, I always have a hard time, like when we get to a place, like trying to figure out where to walk and where to take cash. not cache,
Well,
sorry,
then,
Rex.
before.
Yeah. But and even like when I would go running, like it was like figure out where to go running and,
Yeah.
you know, like just sort of get your bearings of not wanting to like run on busy streets or walk your dog or your kid on busy streets. There is the most enormous surprise park right behind this hotel that has so many things to do. Like there's exercise equipment, there's a place to run, there's dogs everywhere. Like it was just a really nice bit of, you know, where you could be outside and be active, but still be close enough to the city where like you could experience that easily.
Yeah. So we were like a 10-minute drive into the city?
Yeah, probably.
So we got there, we checked in, we chilled, and we made reservations for a restaurant called Wursthaus am Dom.
Yeah, which it was just kind of a random thing because there wasn't a whole lot of stuff available because we got there on, did we get there on a Sunday?
Yeah.
And there was not very much like when we were in the car getting close, I was trying to make a reservation somewhere and it was not easy to do. No. So this ended up being like somewhere that was almost by default, but it was super cute and really
right
good food.
View of the church, obviously. Dom is church.
And good food and like lively location and in the center.
Yep. I got my first Wiener Schnitzel of the trip, but I will say they didn't have veal Wiener Schnitzel. It was just pork. So whatever.
Right. But yeah, I thought their food was pretty good. And then we had a nice walk around.
Oh yeah. It's a great walk around.
And I think that the one thing, and like Erin said before, we had been to Munich before, but not really explored a ton in Bavaria. And this city is incredibly charming and just really has a lot of personality and character and has a sense of history, but also like this is going to sound weird, but a weird sense of community.
The bridge, especially. Yeah, which we'll get to. But and the people were very nice.
Very nice, yeah.
So that was nice. So on our walk around, we covered all the main spots. We did the old town, obviously. There's lots of churches and squares and restaurants and historic streets. And then we made our way to the Altmanbruck, the old bridge.
The old bridge, yeah. Which is an interesting thing because it's, you know, this really cool old bridge and there's statues on both sides and it's a meeting place. I mean, it's like a, you know, like a piazza, but it's a bridge. And then there's these little places, one in particular, like as you're approaching the bridge from the side that we came on, that is like a takeaway wine joint.
It almost kind of reminded me a little bit of the wine windows in Florence.
Yeah, except a bigger version.
Yeah.
But I mean, so there's, you know, two people working there and it's like, you know, yeah, I mean, it's a takeaway wine place. There's nothing fancy about it. There's maybe a stool or two out in front, but it's just a window and you go up and order your wine and they hand you your glass and you go out and you stand on the bridge with your friends and family and strangers and
look at the fortress above. Yeah. And the river, which is a pretty flowing river below. And there was like a musician guy out there singing.
Oh, yeah.
Bruce Springsteen, I think.
Well, it wasn't actually him though.
No, I mean... But it was like it wasn't packed, but it was just a community vibe, and everybody was. It was so nice,
but not packed, but
busy,
full.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, you know, there was a lot of people just hanging out, enjoying their evening.
Yeah,
and the sun was kind of setting. Like, it was stupid picturesque of like people just really kind of enjoying their evening with each other, with the scenery, with the whole thing.
Yeah. No, it was so nice.
Yeah.
It was so nice. And then, but we didn't get wine.
We did not.
There. We did not get wine there.
Well, the whole idea was to kind of keep moving and see as much as we could too. So,
which it is a small town.
Yeah.
So I think we covered, by the time we got back around to the car, I felt like we had covered all of the old town, right?
Yeah. And we did find wine.
Well, and then we got in the car and I said, let's stop at that. We didn't know what it was at the time, but it looked like a castle or a palace. We were like, let's stop at the palace and just get some pictures of the palace on the way back to the hotel because we drove right by it. So we find it and we pull into the parking lot of the palace. It was empty. Like there were maybe a handful of cars, 20 or 30 cars.
Especially on the side in front of the residence.
Yeah. So we parked, we got out, we started taking pictures of the residence, like learned about what it is, which it's the residence. What is it?
It's the Baroque palace isn't that where the royalty
Oh,
lived?
yeah. It was built in the 18th century for the Würzburg's prince bishops and is one of Europe's greatest Baroque palaces.
We did not get to go inside because, like I said, it was Sunday and it was late. That was after dinner. But you can go in and tour and take a look around inside. There's supposed to be like a super cool staircase that's famous, but we didn't get to see that firsthand. So as we're kind of wrapping up the picture taking, I'm like, I love a good garden.
Lisa loves a garden.
And it seems like there's a lot of people going around the back.
Yeah.
And so I was like, we're not in a rush. Like, let's just walk around and see. And thank goodness we did.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It was the best surprise.
Yeah. So they were having this whole wine party festival. There was food too, like quite a few food trucks. But yeah, they were just having this lovely wine party in the gardens of the palace. And there was tons of people, tons of chairs, tons of like high top tables, and then like eating tables.
Food stalls. Yeah. It was so great.
Yeah. And the gardens were beautiful.
Yeah.
And so we got a minute to kind of have a glass of wine and look around.
Keep our glasses.
Yeah, we did.
So it was by Hofkeller Wine. It was Hofkeller sponsored it.
Mm-hmm.
And they are a Bavarian state sponsored winery. And the wine cellars, which I want to see, because when I was doing my research after the fact, they have like underground cellar tours, but the wine cellars for Hofkeller are under the residence.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that area has, as we saw driving around, has a ton of vineyards and there's kind of wine all around the whole town. Now, I'm typically not a big white person, but if I'm going to drink white, particularly in Germany and particularly in Bavaria, it's going to be Riesling. And that's what I drank at the wine party.
Yeah.
And it was really nice. And it was like the perfect thing for the night. It's like a warm night and a cold glass of Riesling was kind of perfect.
So Würzburg, yes, it's a definite
100%, 100%. And I would go every season because I'd want to see what it was like in every season. And it's one of those places too that's also, and I think there's a lot of places like this. We don't usually talk about it, but it's very well taken care of. Like there's flowers, it's
flowers
clean,
everywhere, yeah.
it's everything's thoughtfully taken care of. Which is, I guess, easier in a small village city like that than it is in some of the bigger ones, but it makes a difference.
It does. It does.
And it's nice to see.
And as with most European villages, towns, it's cobblestone. Mm-hmm. So just keep that in mind when you're putting on your shoes.
Yeah.
So then so after that, we headed on to Austria. And so then on the way home from Croatia, after we left Graz, we were like, well, where are we going to stop? And so a place I had been literally have tried to find places for a good 2 years is a place called Bamberg, which is also in Bavaria, not too far from Würzburg. We figured out it was probably like 45-minute drive.
Yes, less than an hour for sure.
Yeah. So I think that, and close to Nuremberg. So we found, now we usually don't stay the Ibis hotels. We prefer the Mercures and the NHs or the Novotels.
Well, typically, and call us snobby, it's okay. We don't mind. But usually we go 4 or up
4
stars.
star,
And often the Ibis is 3.
Yeah.
So,
and we've stayed in a few, and there's sometimes bare bones. We stayed in one in Milan that was just not nice.
Yeah.
So we typically don't even look. All the hotels were really expensive, and I looked at one, and because I was looking, we like all the core hotels, and so I was like, "Listen, this is 3.5 stars, or was it 4 stars? It was 4 stars, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
It was at Ibis Styles. So I think the Ibis Styles might be a nicer version because it was a nice hotel.
Yeah, no, it was totally fine.
We got this hotel for 95 euros a night, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like what, maybe $110 a night.
And very, very, very well located.
Like literally you walk 5 minutes and you're in the old town.
Yeah.
And it was on a nice street that had bakeries and restaurants still, not in the old town, and we had a nice walk to that park on the river.
Well, yeah, I was going to say very similar to the experience in Würzburg where I was trying to find somewhere to walk Rex, and I kind of was just meandering and walking through the neighborhood, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, there's a lot of trees over there. I'm just going to head that way, which is actually closer to the hotel than where I had started.
Oh, yeah.
And this park is
goes forever.
Extraordinarily large and so pretty and lush. And there's a river running through it. And, you know, people were like whitewater rafting on the river, but there's like everybody's riding their bikes and running and having picnics. And it was super, I mean, perfect for us. And literally 2 blocks from the hotel.
Yeah. So, like I said, the rooms were great. You had a gym, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I liked the gym. Yeah. I was getting it confused with the other one, which I didn't like.
Yeah. So we went into town that night and we did our usual walk around. Again, what a charming town. I liked it even more than Würzburg.
Yeah, I think I did too. And which is funny because usually you would think that we'd kind of already been introduced to the style. So we'd be like less affected by the next time we saw it in a little bit different version. But that was not the case at this one. Like everywhere you turn, it's like, oh, look at how that looks. And like, look at that tiny little sign. And like, I mean, everything was just so picturesque and charming and so like just dripping in character and uniqueness.
Yeah, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but Bamberg, and I don't know the reason, I haven't done enough research, but it was pretty much, it escaped any damage from World War II. Like everything stayed.
It's
like,
Nuremberg that got killed, right? Yeah, they got hit really hard.
That's why the old town feels so charming. Yeah, because it's all there.
And it feels like you stepped back in time. I mean, it truly does. Like some of the old towns and cities where it's just like, oh, okay, you know, this is old Europe, whatever. This feels like you are walking into a time warp. Like it is completely, I mean, it is so like a moment in time.
So again, we're getting to our destination on a Sunday and we were trying to find reservations. And you were calling from the car on this one too. I was calling
from the car on this one too, yeah.
And there was this one place that we wanted to go eat that we had read a lot about, and they were just like, oh yeah, no, we got nothing. The place that makes the smoked beer. And so we were like, okay, well, we'll just find something once we get there. So we're walking around and we just kind of stumble upon this place called Hofbrau and went in, and we were able to make reservations for the patio that night. It was packed, but they got us in. Yeah. It's more shared tables.
Yeah, it's communal tables, but it was just one of their family at our table, and it was perfectly lovely. I mean, when you say hello and goodbye and like...
Yes, in Bavaria, especially in Bamberg, everybody greets everybody like they're friends.
Yeah.
Which was nice. But so we made reservations, then we walked around for about an hour until dinner.
Yeah. And that food was great.
Oh, yeah, they had the veal. They had the traditional veal.
And I had sausage and in my red cabbage side, which I love, which I think I'll do that recipe when it gets colder because it's a little bit more wintry, I feel like, but it's so good. But it was the red cabbage and then the sausage on top, and it was delicious.
Dylan and I both had the traditional Wiener Schnitzel, which is veal with lingonberries and like this potato cucumber salad that is so delicious.
Spoiler alert, I make it on plates and parties on Tuesday, so tune in for that. At least I try. I tried to recreate it as best I could, but yeah, we were big fans of that.
So some of the things we saw on our walk around are like, I'll put up on the website, was I'm just going to say it in English, was the Old Town Hall, which was that building. You have to take it from one bridge because it's kind of like, right, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you walk across the bridge and it's right there. Yeah.
Which it's dramatically in the middle of the river. So it's really cool. I don't know if they still use it.
And they've got like a mural on the side of it. Like the whole thing is painted really lovely too.
We saw the Bamberg Cathedral and the new residence. I think that was the thing up on the hill, right?
Yeah.
Which is just huge. It kind of reminded me of Prague. You know, when you get up to the top of Prague where all the like residences are.
Where the castle is?
Yeah. And Little Venice. We took pictures of Little Venice. It's just pictures. There's nothing to do there.
Well, right. Except it is worth seeing because there's all these canals and all of these like super cute houses. Like what's it called? The timber?
Half timbered.
half timber houses all along the canals. And like everybody's got the front decorated with flowers that are like draping over into the canals. And then there's, little, you'll see, we didn't see a ton of them, but little boats will come through. And like, it's
adorable.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
And that's why you go on the bridge and have a drink and just admire the view, right? Because they do the same thing in Bamberg as they do in Würzburg is, there's the same kind of little idea about getting the wine glass and coming on and hanging out on the bridge.
The bridge in Bamberg was not as big, I feel, as the bridge in Würzburg. Am I crazy?
I don't remember size-wise which was bigger, but it was definitely a very similar vibe of like, oh yeah, this is the square. This is where everybody comes to like be together, enjoy themselves, and have a glass of wine.
Right. Okay. And there's also a lot of historic breweries all throughout the town. And what I kind of mentioned earlier but I didn't mention it when I talked about what we ate. I had they're famous for smoked beer. It's called Rauchbier.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It reminds me of a Guinness. Like, it's not something you're just going to drink 5 or 6. It's not something you're going to drink more than one. I don't want to sound like I sit and drink 5 or 6 beers, but it's good. And it's a nice, different taste.
And it is smoky.
It is smoky.
I mean, I just took a sip of it. I'm not a beer drinker, but I was curious and I put it up to my face and I was like, oh, beef jerky. Like it smells like that kind of smoky. And one sip, it was lovely.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would, and the locals said that too, really. That
they're like, you don't want to drink that more than one.
More than one, yeah.
The flavor comes from they dry the malt over an open wood fire. So the smoke dries the malt out, and that's how they get smoky flavor.
And we hadn't seen it anywhere else. So is it just in
I think it
Bamberg?
Must be just Bamberg. Because that restaurant, which I don't even remember what it was called, I'll find it. But the one we couldn't get a reservation on that's who makes it.
Right. Okay.
So also, there's a lot of candy stores in Bamberg.
Yeah?
Yeah. Which I know one of your sisters that would love that town.
Oh, Karen. You're talking about my sister Karen? Karen. She says I don't say her name. So her name is Karen and she likes licorice.
She likes the
Some
licorice.
people call her.
What was that gesture? It has like white cream or something inside. So I was making a very vulgar motion.
All right. So this is the official call out to my sister Karen, or some people call Ray. I prefer
Ray.
Karen.
Woo!
But she likes licorice.
So if you guys want to send us licorice, we'll pass it along to Karen.
Not sure how that fit in organically, but there you go.
Okay, so the next morning we woke up, we went on a hike. We left Dylan sleeping and we went to Altenburg Castle. It was maybe a 10-minute drive from the hotel.
Yeah, not bad. And pretty much straight up. Yeah.
And we went up there and we did a hike around, it was steep. We hiked down and then back up.
Yeah.
But quick. It wasn't long.
Yeah, it wasn't long.
And then we walked around the castle a little bit.
Yeah. Which was nice. Yeah. And there's a lovely view from up there because you are literally like on top of the city.
Yeah. When we were coming back down the hill, Lisa's like, we should get a picture. So I pull over and I'm like clomping through grapes, right? A vineyard.
Yeah.
To get a good picture. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's a great hike. And then we got out of there just in time before a school group came passing through.
Yeah. Thank God.
Then we went back. We walked into the city because we wanted to hit some of the Christmas stores because we like to get Christmas stuff.
So there are 2 year-round Christmas stores there for those of you that are like me and want to buy Christmas things all year round.
So we did that. We came back over towards our hotel and hit a couple bakeries to get. We got black and white cookies, which we had not seen except
never seen
outside of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And then we got sandwiches for the road. Yeah. Because what I didn't mention about Bamberg is after we left Graz to come to Bamberg, we stopped at a roadside place to get lunch and we got, I don't remember what I got. Oh, I didn't get
eat
food.
No.
Dylan got we went schnitzel.
No, he got fried chicken. And I ordered, it was like a real kind of restaurant-y takeaway place. And so I got goulash soup and they put it in like a hot cup holder. But when they handed Dylan the order, they handed him two. And I was like, I wonder if one of them's like bread or, something to go with my soup. But it was like €6 and I was not going to and there was a huge line. I'm not going to send it back and be like, hey, you gave me two and I only wanted one. So whatever. I was like, somebody will eat it. So we go out in the car. I eat one, Dylan has his, and then Dylan was like, hey, I'll eat some of the extra goulash. So he has some, and then he hands it back, and he's like, you guys want any? And then
I was like, I'll have some. It smells really good. So I take a sip. Delicious, delicious. I look over at Lisa, and I don't know what they put in that, but the cup jumped out of my hand. It spilled all over myself and the car.
And me.
Yeah, but you had a blanket. Lisa was cold, so she had a towel on. Yeah. So she was spared from the goulash, but it was all over my shirt and pants. I looked like I had thrown up all over the place because it was like carrot chunks and it was all over the car. It was in my cup holders. Yeah. My keys were soaking in goulash. So fortunately, there was a McDonald's like within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So we pulled off. I had to get changed out in the middle of which I'm not that person. I don't take my clothes off in public, but I had to take my clothes off.
I am that person. I like to just strip periodically.
So I walked, but thank goodness I had clothes easy to access. So I changed.
It was the grossest thing in the world. And I would just like you to just have a moment of silence to think about what the car smelled like for the next 24 hours.
Yeah, because it sat in the garage in Bamberg. So leading us back to, we got sandwiches so there would be no accidents, no spillage of food. And then we made a quick drive home, which was lovely.
Yeah.
So we should probably just talk about Nuremberg a little bit because we have been there twice.
And I have to say, like, I don't think that I'm unusual in that when I think of Nuremberg, I think of one thing, and that's the trials.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the only way that I even had any pre-awareness of the city. But it's bigger.
It's big.
Yeah. And there's a lot of, like the old town is really nice, but it's also like.
My memory serves, it's built around a castle kind of up on a little bit of a hill, right?
Yeah. Well, and we were there, the first time we were there at Christmas time. And it was a lovely Christmas market. Yeah. And some of it was already closed, but the one down below was still going on. Yeah. And it was really cool. And that was really our first German Christmas market, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think, yeah. I think we were driving back from Prague, maybe. But there was still a few stalls open.
Yeah.
And it was lovely. It was all kind of based around it's called Kaiserberg, the Imperial
Castle. Yeah.
Nuremberg was like really damaged during the war.
Yeah, which I guess is what, when I'm talking about the other two cities and talking about like how it's like stepping back in time, this is a little bit different because there are parts of it that feel very, very old and historic.
And they rebuilt a lot of it to mimic,
look like
what it looked like before.
But it is a little bit of just a different vibe.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite, well, at least I didn't feel quite the like small towny feeling about Nuremberg.
No.
Neither good nor bad. Just in comparison, it feels much bigger. It feels much more international, I think, too, because I think people do know about it.
Yeah.
And the old town is a bit smaller, I feel like. I don't actually know if it is logistically, but it feels like there's less to explore in the old town to me.
Yeah.
But maybe that's because of the Christmas
maybe because we were there for one night, right? And so you get a few hours on each side of the night you spend there to explore. So we didn't do any really activities or. Yeah.
They are famous for one of my favorite things, though.
I'm going to say gingerbread.
Yeah. Like I would go back there and I would like to go back there at any point to explore a little bit more, but I did enjoy their Christmas market and it was a very cozy vibe there and we did get gingerbread.
We did.
And we had a great dinner there too.
We did have a really good dinner. The
first time. Yeah.
And they're also famous for those little bratwursts.
Yeah, which I think is what I had the first time.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Yeah. But yeah, there's like the main market square in Old Town where but that one I think was closed when we were there. The big Christmas market is held. But yeah, it's a little bit bigger, a little bit more to explore. And then, obviously you can learn more about the Nuremberg trials and what happened after World War II and when the military tribune came in and had the actual trials at the Palace of Justice.
Which I do want to get there. We are planning on going back around Christmas time and doing like a Bavarian Christmas at the beginning of December sometime. And I think we were talking about maybe basing in Nuremberg.
Right. And going with Karen.
Lisa's sister Karen. But I'm excited about that. And there's a few other towns that I'm not even going to talk about because I can't pronounce them that I want to check out in Bavaria that's around that area in the Franconian area. So we'll have to do probably a part 2 after we do that and we spend more time in Munich.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say yes to all 3 of these cities.
Yeah. Which one was your favorite?
Bamberg.
Yeah, same. I will say that we had a rough start. Not a rough start. Germany wasn't like our go-to ever. Like it wasn't ever our favorite country to stop in.
Well, we had some incidences that was not...
Didn't feel welcoming.
Yeah.
But as we spend more time there, like Frankfurt, like the people are really nice. I think we just had a grumpy waitress.
I think we had sort of a bad entree but no, it's definitely... And it's got everything, it's got the like from the Black Forest and the sort of, the Alsatian vibe that we loved before to Bavaria, to the Hamburg and,
skiing that we haven't done yet.
Yeah. But I definitely am a convert and I didn't see it coming.
I didn't either, but I do. I like it. I like it. Germany.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks guys. We'll be back next week.
Thanks for
Rotterdam.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Check out the website, www.thegetawayswithaz.com. I'll put Würzburg and Bamberg up this week. And make sure you check out the Plates and Parties Instagram or YouTube page because Lisa's going to be bringing you the potato salad.
Tasty things are coming, my friends.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.